Greenspan had no land yet during the meeting. The Fed chairman had just given a speech in which he had famously recommended adjustable rate mortgage. Gamboa has get Greenspan's in he had an adjustable rate mortgage. No, replied Greenspan, I lack entirely. John Taylor of the National Community Reinvestment Coalition was another housing activist who used it to meet with the Fed. Their response was that the market will correct any problems. Taylor says. Greenspan in particular believed that the market will not produce and investment banks will not buy loans that did not make sense. He genuinely believed that. But anyone who knew anything about the subprime business could see that wasn't true. A, prototypical example was First Alliance Mortgage Company, or FANCO, a stars of the early subprime scene. FANCO went public in 1996. Halloween and its founder and his wife to take out of the company. Within 2 years, however, its abuses had become so widespread and so well now that several state attorneys sought to force the company to stop. Fanco's abuses were not the result of a few had apples there were backed into the company business model, as former law officer Greg Welling explained in an affidavit. Fanco recruited out salesmen who knew nothing about mortgage and had a memory something called the track, which was how to further the hard sales. They were taught never to tell customers that a teaser rate meant their interest rates would increase. They were never to divulge the actual principal amount of the loans. If they died, the customers will be able to see the enormous fees that Fanco had taken on. The sales force, meanwhile, was highly motivated to charge the highest fees it could get away with. Big commissions kicked in when the fees exceeded 15 points. According to the Massachusetts law, when sit on incredibly percent of Fanco mortgage in Massachusetts had fees over 20%. Did Wall Street know what was going on? You bet it did. Fanco told its investors that most of its subprime loans went to people with reliability good credit, which meant borrowers were essentially being ripped off since they didn't need to pay a big fee to get a good rate. In 1995, Eric Hubert, a Lehman Brothers executive, wrote a memo, later obtained by both the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, describing Fanco as a sweet shop, especially in high-pressure sales for people who are in the weak state. He added it is a requirement to leave your ethics on the door.